Hi, friends. This is the reading lesson for second grade. We are going to read a story today called Earth Changes. It is on page 18 in your booklet. Now, if you look at the pictures on pages 18 and 19, you will notice that they look like photographs. So if they look like photographs, this is probably an informational text. So we learned last week that real photographs don't always mean it's an informational text, like Water's Awesome Wonder, but this one is an informational text. We are going to learn about how the earth changes over time with wind and water and what we can do to prevent major damages. And we will see some amazing pictures as we read. So we are going to read the first three parts today. Introduction, how does water change the earth, and how does wind change the earth? As we are reading, I want you to highlight those important key details, and then we will write three main ideas at the end. Let's get started.
Extended Read 1. Remember to annotate as you read.
Earth's Changes by Louise Carroll. Introduction. Water and wind are important elements for our daily lives. Water is in rivers, lakes, and oceans. More than 2/3 of the world is water. Wind is moving air. The air is all around us. Water and wind are also very powerful forces of nature. They shape our world. Over time, flowing water wears away the surrounding rock and soil. When water wears away Earth's surfaces, it is called erosion. Strong winds also can cause erosion. Erosion changes the way Earth looks. Storms bring strong winds and a lot of rain. They can also change the way our planet looks.
All right, so let's stop there. You should have highlighted as we were reading. If you didn't, you can highlight with me right now. So we learned in this section, and you might already know some of this, that water and wind are all around us, right? They're important for, our daily lives, right? Because they change the way our earth looks. So I would highlight water and wind are very powerful forces of nature. They shape our world. Now, again, if you highlighted more than that, not a problem. But we want to just make sure we're highlighting anything that might be important for someone to know if they didn't actually read the whole thing. Now, we know that flowing water can wear away the surrounding rock and soil. So that is one thing, one type of erosion. And strong winds can also cause erosion. So wind erosion, water erosion. And the basic thing about erosion is that erosion changes the way the earth looks. Without erosion, our earth would stay this not change very much, right? So they can be good, but strong winds and storms can also cause a lot of damage. So let's keep reading. We're going to read paragraphs 4 and 5, and then I'll stop and review my highlights.
How does water change Earth? Earth has oceans, rivers, lakes, and streams. Most of the time, these waters flow smoothly. Ocean water slowly wears away the shoreline. Ocean waves crashing against rocks can also cause erosion. Moving water slowly carves the edges of a riverbank. The Grand Canyon in Arizona was formed this way millions of years ago by the flowing water of the Colorado River.
All right, so we can look at this beautiful picture up here of the Grand Canyon. You can see the Colorado River. So slowly moving water can carve the edge of a riverbank. So that's how the Grand Canyon was formed, by the water slowly taking away parts of the shoreline, right, or the edge. It also says that ocean water wears away the shoreline, and ocean waves crashing against the rocks can also cause erosion. All right, let's see what's going on the next page.
Floodwaters damage homes and cars.
Sometimes water can change the land in a short amount of time. Storms can bring so much rain that rivers and lakes overflow. The water runs over the land. This is called a flood. Floodwater pushes things in its way. The land changes from the force of the moving water.
All right, so floods can be super dangerous. Sometimes we get warnings about floods. I've never really seen one that looks like this, but sometimes you might see them on like streets that don't drain very well, but they can be very, very dangerous, and they do a lot of damage in a short amount of time because it is a lot of water. So what happens is storms will bring tons of rains, and then the rivers and lakes overflow, and the water runs onto the land. Floodwater pushes things in its way, so it doesn't stop for anything, right? And it says the land changes from the force of the moving water. So they're strong and they're able to change the land. All right, we're going to read these 3 paragraphs, and then we will talk about our highlights. I love this picture right here of Arches National Park in Utah. And then you can see the sand dunes at the beach. So let's read.
How does wind change Earth? The wind can be a gentle breeze. It can feel good when it blows on your face. Wind blows against rocks and soil too. It lifts small bits and carries them elsewhere. The bits are often too small to see or feel. Wind can change the shape of a rock. It can change the shape of a sand dune. The results of wind erosion can look very weird and very beautiful. However, wind erosion is not good for farmers' crops. Wind blows away the top layer of soil. That layer has things in it that help plants grow.
Wind makes sand piles at the beach. Arches National Park, Utah.
All right, so this is the last bit that we're going to read today. So let's see how you did with your highlighting. So we know that wind blows against the rocks and the soil. And when it does that, it lifts small bits and carries them elsewhere. So anytime you see wind, it's kind of picking up some small bits of rocks and soil and carries them somewhere, even if you can't see it. We also learned that wind can change the shape of a rock and it can change the shape of a sand dune. Now, wind erosion, here's 2 examples, can look very weird or very beautiful. To me, it is shocking that this happened because of wind erosion. It almost looks like somebody made it on purpose, right? And if you've been to Arches National Park or another national park that has beautiful wind erosion, you know what I'm talking about. It is amazing that it is caused or done by the wind. Now, we also learned in paragraph 9 that sometimes wind erosion is not good. It is not good for farmers' crops. the wind blows away the top layer of soil, which has important things in it to help the plants grow. Now, again, we don't always highlight the whole paragraph, but in this paragraph, all those details were super important. All right, are you ready to write some main ideas? Grab your pencil and flip back to page 18. All right, my friends. So we learned from the introduction that wind and water are all around us and that they are very powerful forces of nature. And because they are powerful forces of nature, they change the way our planet looks. So that is what we are going to write for our first main idea. So wind and water can change the way our planet looks. Wind and water can change the way our planet looks. We are going to do our second main idea on page 19 that focuses on water. And for this main idea, you're going to fill in the blank for me and submit it on Canvas. So we're going to start with moving water, such as, and here is your job, such as blank, blank, and blank. You're going to choose 3 of the types of waters that we learned about, and then we're going to say changes the land. So each of these has the opportunity to change the land, right, with water erosion. Some of them do it more often than others because they are more powerful. So moving water, such as blank, blank, and blank, changes the land. So on Canvas, you are going to submit that for me. And then let's move on to the next page. If you want to pause the video and fill that in, go ahead. Make sure you look back at paragraph 4 to help you. And then we have paragraph 7, 8, and 9. If you want, you can use paragraph 6 also to help you with another kind of moving water. Okay, now, main idea. The next one. So we have wind erosion. So wind changes the earth. Ugh, can't type today. By blowing bits of, now what does it blow? We learned about 2 of them in paragraph 7 and 1 of them in paragraph 8 or 9, excuse me. So 2 in paragraph 7, 1 in paragraph 9. So blank, comma, blank, comma, and blank. So you're going to submit this one on Canvas as well. Your sentence should look pretty much the same as mine, and I want you to write down or to say the whole entire sentence when you submit it on Canvas. So moving water such as blank, blank, and blank changes the lands, and wind changes earth by blowing away bits of blank, blank, and blank. All right, my friends, we will finish reading this story tomorrow. Great job. See you later.